Hello, beautiful friends around the world, beautiful souls. Welcome to this live stream, to another consciousness talk and exchange. So today I would love to share about probably one of mine and many of yours favorite topic, love. And not just what love represents, but as well, why is it becoming more and more important to become truly not only aware of its essential quality, but as well to start daily to cultivate it and to embody it. As we are rising in our consciousness as a collective field, as a collective popularity of humanity, we are as well shifting, as you know, from a duality concept of right and wrong, good or bad, into a oneness concept where diversity will still exist, but we are actually gonna view it and live from a much more higher perspective of this situation, of what is happening, of what we want to share with others. And this is the oneness consciousness of course, you know, when we speak about the new earth, the 5D and higher D dimensional spaces, which are already out of the duality concept. Tonight we got the first snow, so I'm here a little bit wrapped up because it's a bit cold, but I still wanted to come on and share, because also on this topic I'm as well having today my next group session activation, which is one of the few divine virtues I'm actually bringing through this activation series. And tonight, it's gonna be the work with Lady Nada, Lady Venus, and as well Aphrodite, and all together is actually the unconditional love frequency ray, which is as well the one guiding us into this new earth consciousness embodiment. So therefore as well, I'm inviting you tonight at 5 p.m. UK time. But it's not the only reason, of course, I came on as well to share this consciousness stream, to just basically talk about what is on the other side of that love, which we all know it's resistance. And resistance, of course, has many forms, because what love is truly doing as a master frequency, it is actually the highest frequency of all of the master qualities. And it's invoking change in those parts where resistance still exists. And resistance can be, of course, we can all stream and say, oh my God, we want love, we want to experience love, we want to feel love, we want to share love with others. But at the end of the day, how much are we open to it? How much do we truly not fear love? And here it's starting, because being in resistance to love is still having those imprints of previous experiences when we as well been in a way hurt, or just had the flavor when we kind of tapped into love, tapped into connections, relationships, that we experience that kind of troublesome experience, pain, separation, arguments, and so on. But truly, it was never love which caused that, but it was the unawareness of love. So this means when we were still in our ego positions, and then someone expresses their love, it can be felt, it can be perceived like a attack on your position, because the ego will always want to protect their right? So this means that when love enters and really touches that spot, it feels threatened. And then firstly what happens is that many start to build up all of these resistance walls to protect themselves, to stay in their right, to not fall for it, because most of people, humanity, is still fearing vulnerability. But if we want to really go into a deeper experience of love, and going deeper is something very intimate, and as this world is really built by this more ego power guidance, where everyone needs just to be in a strong position, keep their face, like their rules, their roles and everything, of course it's then not something which just someone will put down and say, yes, here I am, love, just let me surrender to you. So this is actually really something which most of humanity is streaming for, but most of humanity is fearing, to embrace love. And that's why, because when love comes and enters your world, your life, it will firstly start to challenge every part where the ego still keeps that position, that control. And love has nothing to do with control. And love has nothing to do with any kind of judgment. That's again what actually the ego part is doing. So how could we move then through this resistance wall towards love? And that is then again the way how we are moving into a oneness consciousness, right? Where we are not fearing to be open with our hearts towards each other. Of course, it starts with our own self, and then of course those we meet on the way, and our partners and families and friends, co-workers and so on. Because at this moment, this is still quite a big resistance on this planet, that so many are still guarding their own positions and fearing when love touches them. They're fearing when they start to feel that they're actually starting to surrender, and suddenly the ego is screaming and says, no, 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 hold on, put on your guards, because you can't lose control. It's really interesting for me, surely, because again, we all are streaming for that love, for that inner fulfillment, for that beautiful, pleasureful, beautiful feeling, right? And that we can share that without needing to fear that something will happen, or I lose my path, or I lose myself. So all this is still on the other side of love. That's all the resistance. But when true, and when I say true, it's just pure love enters your life and is gifting you. Suddenly a person appears, and you were always having really difficult, maybe difficult relationships, maybe even starting with family from childhood on, with your parents, who were maybe overpowering, who were giving already the first imprints of narcissism, and then you were maybe attracting this kind of relationships, and you almost didn't learn and experience something healthy, what means truly love, to be accepted. It can be a shock firstly, right? And all your systems are then showing there must be a catch behind that. So it's still quite a path for all of us to walk towards the embodiment of love, And again, I'm not here preaching as any kind of religion, spiritual guru or anything like that. It's just our essential core frequency. And if anything will help and support us to bring us through these even dark times, even heavy moments in life, when you feel fear, when you feel everything is breaking apart, it's this core frequency who is the only thing which will really guide us through. That's actually our master path, the embodiment of love. But again, it starts with ourselves. So what I would suggest when you would like to go just deeper into that process of finding where you still have resistance toward love, when you have the opportunity that you're really gifted now by a beautiful encounter, maybe it's a friend, maybe it is, I don't know, a lovely neighbor, maybe it is a new beautiful partner or a new relationship, just see where are you feeling disrupted when someone in pure love just offers you love. So this means observe yourself where you feel that it's almost like it scares you off, it makes you shut down, it makes you run, it makes you like that you want to basically escape it. Escapism is also very big, and many I know are choosing them things to just numb what they're feeling, because it can be suddenly overwhelming with this emotion, this feeling love is triggering within them, right? So all these dark spots of insecurities will rise up when love arrives. And again, love doesn't just knock on your door by chance, okay? You are ready for it. That's the other point, that you need to understand that we cannot meet anything on our path. We can't invite anything on our path if we are not vibrating it somewhere inside of us already. Because the outside world, your path, is only the reflection of what you're vibrating. So this means if you're being constantly in dark relationship, narcissism, manipulation, fear, pain, abandonment, all sorts of stuff, yes, and suddenly love appears and you can feel there is something healthy about it, know that on some level you are ready for it. But being ready doesn't mean that you can then already completely jump into it. But then the work begins. And the work is that actually love, as the master frequency, will show you your resistant parts. And this is what I was already stating, your insecurities, your wounds, your remembrances of those past experiences, yes? So this means, okay, if I'm opening up myself, I do remember that I was then actually hurt in that moment. So I'm not safe to open to love. This would be now one of your remembrances, one of your resistances still in your field lingering, in your heart lingering. But it doesn't mean that you are then not able to receive love on your path just because you're still feeling that. No, but you're called for to start the inner work. And it's never pleasant, it's never easy if we have to basically meet our own self with all of those wounds, insecurities. And you know why? Not because our heart doesn't want to heal or open up more. No, because the ego is telling us, don't expose yourself, don't be a fool, because like that you're showing that you are weak. Don't show anyone that you actually have insecurities. Let them just think blindly that actually you have it together. Can you see how very clever our ego is? But it's not just clever, it's hindering us to live a much more fulfilled life, right? Because the much more fulfilled life is a life with feeling that we are worthy of love, that we are the love, and that we can receive love. And again, I'm not pointing it just out for relationship with a love partner. Can be with our parents, can be with friends, can be with our siblings, with everything, with life itself. And that's the point. We are all shifting from that resistance, controlling duality into a much more open, surrendering, and much more aligned path. And yes, it takes a bit work, but it takes just the work that we truly confess to our own selves, like, yes, I do feel this insecurity. If someone is not calling me for a few days, that I feel already again abandoned, again forgotten, again pushed away and not respected who I am in the love I have to share. And here it starts. So, okay, I found now that insecurity, that program, that experience, that this happened to me before. But now I can take responsibility and work with it. And I can work with it again like that I write it down. I go into the process like that, like it would just now happen to me exactly like it did when I was, I don't know, 5 years old child, all right? And when I write it down, I face it. I myself then wrap it up in love. Can you see? It's not that the one I'm waiting for needs to do that for me, because then we are again in this endless rot and just like twisting around and looping and waiting that these others shall give us the love, give us the feeling that we are not abandoned, and give us that we feel fulfilled in love. This will be hard because it's an illusion. The others, when we are in love, they're coming into our love, yes, and then we share it together, yes, and it's amplifying, and that's why it feels so huge and powerful when we are in love, because our own love with their love amplifies it, okay? And that's the tricky part for our mind to understand. It was never that they gave us the love. It's just that together we create then in love that massive, beautiful space where we are then together in growing, expanding, sharing with each other. And that's the beautiful part when we say we are in love, all right? So it's really about to allow, when you have now encounters coming in, and the love will trigger your insecurities, don't run, because this is the gift which came now to your life, that after maybe a longer period of not feeling, not experiencing love, or even forgetting about it, suppressing it because it was always connected with trauma, that now it's a new beautiful gift. And I'm now emphasizing it on the word new gift. Has nothing to do with the past, but how we act with it, how we respond with it. This has to do then, of course, are we now here, healed, or are we still in the wound responding because of the previous experiences of those traumas? And here comes then the resistance. Like, I can't trust it. There must be something behind it. Surely they want to take advantage of me. Surely they're gonna go off with some other person, cheating. Surely they're gonna just take what they want and then abandon me. Surely they just want, I don't know, my body and nothing else. And so on. The list of that resistance towards love is endless. Now, do you want to stay on that side of resistance, or are you ready now really to experience and embrace the gift of love? That's your choice, but the choice begins to recognize where this resistance is still within you, lingering, maybe in your mind, maybe in your feelings, maybe in your family structure because you grew up like that. Whatever it is, it even almost doesn't matter. It's rather matter, can you face it? Can you identify it? And can you then truly take responsibility that you are now an adult in this now moment, and not the one from few months ago, not few years ago, not the little boy or girl when this happened to you and abandonment happened from the family or no love was there. You're here and now. And can you from here and now, as a conscious adult being, recognize it and then basically truly transform it by letting it go? That's your choice. That's truly your choice. And no one else, even if you meet now really your love of your life and it feels so good, they can't take those steps for you. If you're still scared, if you're still doubting it, that how can this happen to me, that such a beautiful love can enter my life? Yes, it can. No one is excluded of love. And it particularly starts with loving yourself again. And you know how this starts? By seeing that you are worthy of it because you are love. And I truly hope that this reminder brought some clarity that it's never too late. When you feel that you have suddenly now all these triggers, all this resistance, but you're really streaming and longing for that love, really take that work and really go into it and start to release what is still as a resistance existing within you, within your heart, within your field, that you can then just say, welcome love. Because this is our essential state. And no matter where you are on your ascension path, no matter how dark it might be in this moment and you feel no way, there's no love for me at that moment because everything is crumbling, I have, I don't know, no good connection with no one, I'm lost, I have no money, everything is so dark. Still, if you would now just close your eyes, place your hand on your heart, this heartbeat you are feeling, that's the spark of love, which keeps everything alive. Yes? So just know that it's never gone. It's just how much is it really surrounding me and I'm allowing it to vibrate through me, but it's never gone. It's always there. And more you're gonna start to embody it by such thoughts that you are love. Everything through love will be brought to you. I choose thinking in love. I choose walking the path of love. More it's gonna amplify. More such people will enter your life. More your relationship will be fulfilled through that, yeah? And more everything you're gonna work will vibrate in the master quality of love. And that's truly something I'm here completely open and vulnerable sharing with you, because I have no problem to speak about love. That's only this world which is built with power through the ego and all, which is laughing down onto love and says like, you can't be like that. That's something silly. That's too romantic. That's, I don't know, whatever the TV and all stories were showing us. But I know very deeply and very much in my heart space, that's the essential quality, the essential frequency of all of us, because we are love. And again, I want to just invite you tonight at 5 p.m., which is actually soon, CST time. I'm having an activation, group activation, all around the quality of love, and master consciousnesses like Lady Venus and others will support us by just even more expanding this heart space and give space and activate those essential codes of pure divine love. Because, you know, it's time. The shift is not at some point in 20 years. The ascension is not some, I don't know, other lifetimes happening. We are already. We are the new earth embodiment consciousness. Our vessels are. So when we speak about new earth, understand you are now choosing to either enter this new earth embodiment experience through your body, but this you can only do when you rise and rise your frequency. And this surely is truly happening with embody so much more love and really replace and embrace those spaces where these dark spots of resistance were still within you, those fears, those doubts, those insecurities. Bring the love to those spots and embrace yourself, and like that you start to vibrate into this higher, beautiful new earth consciousness of oneness. So sending so much love to all of you. And again, don't allow the chatter of the mind, of the ego, overrule and overpower and take away your deserved gifts of love. Because your heart knows it's time for it. And your heart, love, doesn't expect anyone to be in a particular way. It's not about the roads, it's not about how much money you have, it's not about how your previous life looked like. There is no judgment. The love of your heart, of your soul, is only want to embrace you. And that's how the new beautiful relationships of the new golden era will look like. Not what is your status, not if you've been before in many doubts, fears, or have some dark history. It doesn't matter. Love is here now to embrace us all. Sending so much love to you, and open yourself truly to that inner work and allow love to enter you and all your beautiful bodies. Much love to all of you.